Heard on Thursdays with Nikki is about to go live online. Catch HOT, the iconic radio show that made Philippine FM radio talk, every Thursday on the Monster.
Streaming video on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931.
You heard on Thursdays host, Nikki Porter. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Philippine FM Radio Talk. That's heard on Thursdays on the Monster. I'm your host this evening, Nikki Porter. Tonight's guest is, well, he's a newbie. He's never been on the show before, which is always exciting because you never know what you're going to expect. But what he's going to offer to us tonight is something that we've seen on social media. It's been trending a lot on social media. And so we'll see and learn more tonight on Heard on Thursdays on what color analysis is. So our guest tonight is Enzo Villacorta, a certified color analyst that explores colors through a research-based system. With his experience as a beauty content creator and brand marketer, Enzo shares the importance of personal colors and how it plays into our lives. So very exciting stuff and really something that I'm also very curious about. Without further ado, Heard on Thursdays, let's welcome certified color analyst Enzo Villacorta. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my goodness. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And this is your first time here, but I did learn from you that you listened to RX, going to school before, like many of us as well. So how does it feel to be in this at this station?
Oh my God, it's full circle. It feels so full circle from listening in grade school and high school, and then my late nights in college. And now I'm here.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I love it. So from being a listener to actually becoming a guest on a show. That's exciting.
Gosh. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh no, it's my pleasure to have you here on the show because color analysis, that's something that honestly, when you would see the videos on social media, it's something that you wouldn't really know what it is.
Yes.
People are just like seeing different color swatches on somebody and you just like, what are they doing? And then eventually, I learned through you, it's color analysis. So could you tell us, like, where and when did the trend start? People starting getting interested in color analysis?
Yeah, so definitely color analysis became like a trending, booming thing. I think a lot because of TikTok. So TikTok has all of these filters to kind of guide you into what colors look best on you. Ano yung pinakambagay, ganun.
Okay.
So there's that, but then a lot of people I think don't realize that the practice of color analysis dates like way back. So I've had I'd say like maybe 70s or even like way before that.
Okay.
Yeah, but then, and I think it started maybe in around Japan, and then the technology just started to develop in different parts of the world also. So we can talk about it more later, but like different parts of the world, they have their own take on color analysis too.
Oh, gotcha. So that's like, it's something that's really been around for quite some time, for probably decades. And I think maybe people before didn't really take the concept because it's like, why? Like, what's the importance of it?
Yeah.
I feel like there were more important stuff people were concerned about in the
Of
70s.
course.
But then now I think because of social media, it has brought it relevance.
Yes,
for
exactly.
sure. Now, I would also like to know, what was it about color analysis? Because it's very... Honestly, I would say it's random, but then I don't know if it's an interest of yours that you've had for some time. Was it something that you've always wanted to do, or was there something that inspired you to become a color analyst?
Yeah. So, well, with me, because when I was in college, I used to do a lot of like creative work. I used to do a lot of theater before.
Okay.
And then I started to move on to more corporate. And then so after that, I was kind of like looking for something more creative. So when I was in that search, I found content creation. So I started doing content for beauty, makeup, and skincare for men. And after that, of course, I was one of the victims of the online trend, learning about color analysis through TikTok too. And then I ended up going on a trip to Korea, and then I had my own session. I had it done, and then when I came back here, I was like, that sounds like something that's really good to do here, because like being a local content creator for makeup, you know, like we really push for, you know, everybody to embrace their skin here, embrace being morena.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would really want to play a part in that in a different way. So I thought color analysis would be a really good thing to introduce, or like to push further here in the Philippines.
Yeah, and I think it's wonderful because it's just growing here in the Philippines, and you pretty much took advantage of it already, and be like, you know what, we can do this. We can make this work here in the Philippines. And what's also, I like that you mentioned that you were a beauty content creator for men's skincare, which is so important because a lot of men still don't believe that they don't they believe that they don't need skincare, or like it makes them effeminate to use like skincare, but in reality it's like it benefits you talaga.
Exactly, yeah, in the long run, you know, skincare, it's for everybody. There's no gender in skincare.
Absolutely.
It's all marketing. So.
Yeah, there we go. So beauty content creator, men's skincare. Do you still do that sometimes? Yeah. Follow him if you guys need tips. All right, so we'll get into more questions, but of course, something that Enzo did tell me when it came to color analysis, it takes a long time. It's not something that you can just do in like 30 minutes or even less than that. It actually takes about an hour and a half. So we're gonna kind of compress that in the time that we have on the show. So without further ado, we're going to get into the color analysis process and introduce, of course, our model for this evening, assistant of Enzo Villacorta, Sean. Hello and welcome.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
There we go. So Sean is also a theater actor as well, and model.
Yes.
Perfect.
Commercials on
there. So how is color analysis, before we actually get into the process, how is color analysis for you improved maybe your performances, your costume design, maybe your makeup even?
Yeah. Initially I thought that I was much lighter than I really was. So with my foundation on stage, it would look really gray. But with color analysis, it really helped me see my true colors, so that when I'm on stage, I wouldn't look like a ghost. Or even with the clothes that I wear every day, for example, for guestings or for events, I now know what to pick to make me look brighter and to have that glow.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so at least you know the application, a little bit of the application are in Monsters and how color analysis can work for you. And I also like that you mentioned true colors. It should be called true colors, not personal colors.
Okay. Let's change it.
Yeah, let's change it up. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, okay. So without further ado, Enzo is going to take the stage, but still here, obviously, as he will demonstrate color analysis. I'm so excited for this. I want to see the demonstration, okay? So, like I mentioned, personal colors, aka true colors. So what are these exactly? How would you define that?
Yeah, so personal color analysis, we can break that down maybe into two first. So we have personal colors and color analysis.
Okay.
So for personal colors, these are the colors that naturally put you first by bringing out the best in your skin and complementing your natural features. So there are different factors that determine your personal colors. So first we have, for example, skin color. And when we're talking about skin color, a lot of people think that we're just talking about the lightness or darkness of your skin. But then we also have undertone. So undertone, if you're familiar with makeup, there's like neutral, cool, warm. So all of those come into play too. And then another factor that we look at is image. So when we talk about image, we're not referring to your personality because that's too subjective for
Yeah,
us to
right.
gauge. So we're actually talking about facial features of a person.
Mm-mm.
So people have different facial features. Some people have it sharper, some people have it softer. But then we also have the different marks on our face. Maybe it's the texture under our eyes. Maybe it's from the acne marks that we have,
Yeah.
or birthmarks, moles, all of those things. So those are like 4 different factors that come into play.
Got
So
it.
it's not just like, okay, you're dark, so dark colors.
Right.
stay.
It's
Yeah.
not just skin tone that comes into play when it
Yes.
comes to color
Yes, of
analysis.
course.
Okay, got it. And so you wanted to mention also what personal colors are and aren't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when a lot of people ask me, since I give them their best colors, do I give them their worst colors too? So that's not something that I necessarily do because I don't think that we should be adjusting to colors. There's so much color in this world. So
Right.
it's really meant for us to play with, to explore. So color analysis, a lot of people also think that it's just to tell you what you should and shouldn't wear. But it's so
Right.
much more than that. It's not about restricting yourself. It's about it's actually a guide to kind of encourage you to explore more colors. Because when you do the whole
Okay.
process, you'll kind of find out why certain colors affect you a certain way. So it's not just, okay, blue is nice on you, black
Yeah.
isn't nice on you.
Yeah.
It's more than that. Like, it shouldn't be that straightforward.
Got
it has
it.
context also. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what are you going to do now? You're going to be assessing the skin tone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like one of the first steps among the others. So
Yeah.
what I would do is that, so like with this device, I
Mm-mm.
place it on the skin of a person, I scan a certain area, and then everything that comes out here, they're all numbers. So
Ah.
yeah, so when the numbers here come out, what I do is that I have to manually compute it. And
There's math involved.
there's some math involved for me, not for the client, not for you guys.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so the numbers that come out here are actually, it tells me like the amount of redness and yellowness in your skin. So that's how I determine whether you're warm, cool, or neutral. Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of wondering, how did they determine skin tone or like the lightness or darkness or warmth of it without that before? Because anybody said it's been going on for decades.
Yeah. So not everybody uses that device. Actually, some people, with their practice, they have like swatches also. So it's like they really try to match the color as true as possible.
Okay.
But then this one, like this one has numbers here, so we're really just computing it to see like a more accurate type of match. Yeah.
Okay. So there's also color math, apparently. Not just girl math, boy math, color math as well. Okay, so you've assessed the skin tone. The undertone is also assessed by this machine?
Yes, the
Okay.
undertone is mainly assessed
That's
by
what
this.
it's
Yes, yeah.
okay, that's what it's assessing. Okay. So now is this the part where we head into draping? Now, once you've determined the undertone, the skin tone, what's the next step?
Yeah. So before that, when I determine the person's undertone, what I do is I give them like kind of a recommendation on how to go about. So, okay, I'm cool toned. What do I do with that information?
Yeah.
So I tell them. So if a person is cool toned, it means they have more redness in their skin. Neutral, it's balanced between redness and yellowness. And then warm means they have more yellowness in their skin. So people who are cool toned, I would recommend if they were to use like a color corrector, like makeup, right?
Yeah.
To use a green color corrector
Yeah.
because color theory, green cancels out the red. If you're more yellow, you would use purple to kind of even it out also. Neutral, maybe apricot, something like that.
Interesting. Okay, so that's why I've seen like the green marker like in makeup. It's like I've used it before and I was like, oh, that actually kind of works.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Who knew? Color theory is very useful, I guess, in makeup. At least in makeup, but there's more.
Yes,
There's more
of
to
course,
learn.
of course.
Okay, so after determining or like recommending what colors or like I guess hues or what is it like when you have a cool ish undertone. What is next na? Like, what do you do next already in your process?
So after that, it would kind of move on already to the draping process. So to give you a more like technical explanation on what draping is.
Yeah.
So one, it's the thing that everybody sees online on
Yes.
TikTok. It's
Yung
the
mga-
fun
the
part.
reveal. Yung
Yes,
mga
yes,
reveals.
yes. It's the some people get their existential crisis in this part also.
Really? Why?
Because some people are like, I didn't know.
You've always known that you didn't know that you were this
Exactly.
kind of skin
Sometimes they're
tone.
like, I would always wear dark colors
Yeah,
and vibrant colors look
that's
good
so
on me.
true.
Like, what's that about? You know, like,
Yeah.
or black and white. Or
Yeah.
like, so I tell people also like between black and white and gray, like which one would suit them more. And they're like, great, I have to throw it away now because it doesn't look good on me, I guess.
Well, that's an interesting thought because you would think black, white, gray, maybe nude, I don't know, beige or
Mhm.
something. You would think that it would, because that's the mentality that we were taught. Diba? Na parang neutral colors go well with like everyone, anyone, diba? And so it doesn't go well. With
You
everyone?
would honestly, when you take the time to look at it in the mirror and
Yeah.
you see the switch between black and white, you'll really see the difference also.
Okay. All right. Well, I am excited for this draping part. So, what do you call them? Like drape mismo talaga, or are they called
draping
something else?
fabric.
Okay.
Yeah.
So draping fabric. What do you usually start with? Like,
Okay.
is it lighter, darker, or
It
how do we go?
depends on also the assessment for the skin tone that we have.
I see.
So for Sean here, based on the undertone and skin tone assessment, we would start with the autumn palette, but we're also going to match it around with the other colors as well. So we can start the demo right
Yes,
now.
absolutely. The exciting part.
So for example, here I have the fabric drape. So these are like the striped fabrics. So the first thing that I would put on is the darker one here. So this one would be the main color palette for winter, the winter season.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna put it against the main color palette of the autumn season as well. Yeah. Okay, so for here, what I always tell my clients is that the thing that my instruction for them is to pay attention always to the apple zone area of their face.
Which is
So the apple zone area is, it's not like the apples of our cheeks in makeup.
Yeah.
It's like right under your eyes to the top of your lip, like that whole bar.
Ah.
So
Galing ng model.
May visual aid tayo dito.
Okay.
So the reason why we pay attention to the apple zone areas because naturally that's where the most easily noticeable skin damage in our skin. So like when I'm talking to a person that I just met, like that's the area that we're always going to notice first.
My gosh.
So it could be the dark circles of a person, maybe acne, different types of texture, which again are all very normal, very natural. So I always tell them also, so I'm going to be telling you how the certain colors affect the texture of your skin. So like I hope you don't feel bad about that because everyone has texture on their skin, right?
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. I never would have thought that texture could be more prominent with different skin, with different colors.
Yeah. So another
interesting.
thing that would be like noticeable is the redness of your skin. Everyone has redness in their skin, but then people who are cool toned, again, they have more redness.
Yeah.
So with certain colors, it could make their skin look too red as well. So we don't want that. We want something that's more balanced. Something like kind of rosy, natural blush type of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's also best for you to have like no makeup when we're doing this this kind of like the color analysis process.
Got it.
So we really see it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm not the model tonight because I have makeup right now. All right, so go ahead and demonstrate.
So here again, pay attention to the apple zone area, not the fabric. A lot of people end up looking at the fabric.
Yes, for sure.
So here we have 1 and then we have 2. Okay.
Wow.
There. So I'm gonna do it again one more time.
Yeah.
So for this one, what you could look at are maybe like the lines under his eyes or also the amount of pinkness on his cheeks.
Okay.
So what we want is something that makes his skin look a little bit clearer and pink, but not, not dull. Yeah, we don't want dull. So here we have 1 and we have 2. Okay. So between the 2 colors here, this one actually suits him better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one brought out some of like the nice rosiness on his cheeks. These colors are a little bit too dull on him. So here we have 1 and 2. They kind of wash him out just a little bit on
Yeah.
these ones. So for now, like this would be the winning color at the moment.
Yeah.
But then we have to go through the different colors as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's really fascinating also the way that you demonstrate with the color and like, flipping it. It kind of reminds me of like a magician. Parang nothing. And that's everything. No, but, which is like part of the entertainment because it's like magugulat ka na lang na parang, oh wait, I see what you're saying. Like you can tell like how the difference that it makes. Oh, that was a brighter.
Yeah, so these ones are like a lot more brighter. So here you can look at his skin here. We have 1 and then we have 2. Okay, so with the darker colors against these lighter ones now, you'll also see that now these lighter ones make his skin look a lot softer and healthier.
Yeah.
The darker ones kind of make his skin look a little bit more tired. So for that, we're leaning towards the brighter ones now. So we're back on autumn for that one.
Okay. Yeah. I like how it's like initially you would choose the one that's like darker because you say it shows a little bit rosiness in his cheeks. Yeah. And then you compare it with another set of fabrics and there's a different batch of colors that actually match him more, make him look softer or his skin look softer. And so there's it's kind of like what is it again? Challenge the winner.
Yes. Or like process of elimination sort of thing. Yeah.
Challenge. Process of elimination kasi. Okay. There, you guys got what I meant anyway.
We got you.
All right. Okay, so these colors naman, they're what part of the system?
So these colors are autumn. We actually have
okay.
Yeah. So we have like 4 different seasons of colors. So we have spring, summer, autumn, and winter. I actually have a board here.
Yeah, of course. Show.
So these would be the colors. So we have different ones and they're all categorized in a certain way. So first for spring and autumn, these are the warm tones. And then summer and winter are cool tones.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people ask me why is summer in the cool tones when we're used to being
it's like warm,
vibrant,
literally,
yeah, right? So with how these colors are all like categorized, it depends on the amount of sunlight in the given season. So summer actually has the most like washed out colors here, right?
Makes sense.
Because the sunlight is at its peak. So it's washing out all of the color.
Yeah.
And then winter has the least amount of sun, so it has the darkest set.
Wow.
Yeah. And then spring and autumn have a balanced amount of sunlight. Yeah. Spring is just more on the vibrant side because it's going to summer, so it's a little more bright here. Autumn, it's getting a little more subdued. It's a little more subtle here, but still pretty saturated and warm on that side as well.
Got it.
So yeah. So these are like the 4 different ones. So after every color analysis, like you won't just find out, oh, I'm a spring, I'm an autumn. You'll find out which specific tone you are.
So you're going to eventually, for Sean, we're going to find which specific part of the system like fits him the most. Yeah. And that is the personal colors or different pa?
Personal colors would be kind of like a set. So the best one would be called his daily colors. And then the other ones would be like his secondary colors.
Okay. Yeah. Are we going to get to that later?
Yeah, we'll get to that too. Okay.
There we go. I just wanted to know. Okay. So autumn colors right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're seeing that overall the autumn tones are looking really good on him. So that means his daily colors would fall under autumn.
Yes.
So what we're going to do now, what we're trying to do is trying to lock in which specific part of autumn would he look best in. So right now our top 2 would be autumn deep and then we have autumn soft on this one.
Nice.
Okay. So we have these 2. We already saw a while ago that this set of colors like made his skin look nice and soft. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pair it to the other one, a little bit darker colors naman. So here we have 1 and we have 2. Okay, so in terms of like the texture of his skin, both look nice and clear. But the thing with these bright ones is that they're kind of too light that the first color here kind of blends in with his skin a little bit.
Yes.
So here, it kind of gives him a nice lift.
Right.
Nice and vibrant. His skin looks very vibrant here. We have a nice balanced amount of pinkness in his skin. His under eyes aren't emphasized. And he's not even wearing makeup here. So like, his skin looks very nice, very clear. Here, still nice, but then the colors attract too much attention. So we don't really want that as well. So some colors could look good on you, but then some colors but those colors could also overpower you in a sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So it kind of depends like what your specific use case is also. Like I've had public speakers as clients, and you know, like they're a good example because when they're on stage, what we want is for them, of course, to look good, but we also want people to listen to them.
Yes.
So if they wear something that's too like loud, too, you know, like overpowering for them,
distracting.
exactly, too distracting, we still want them to listen to the script, you know, to the content. So we want something that overall balances you. So color analysis is about finding the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question is like, so you wearing your sweater, since you are kind of public speaking right now, does that say something about the part if it's a little more subdued, so at least they're not distracted by your
yeah. So color analysts, some people, some of them, they tend to like to wear the colors that look best on them. So I know that this color does look good on me, but then I also want it to be a little bit more neutral, especially when I'm with my clients.
Yeah.
If I'm wearing like bright blue, like they might look at my shirt and not themselves. So, you know, to make it more about them, like they're here for this process, right?
Yeah.
So I need to make sure they're not distracted.
So whenever you analyze, you try as much as possible to wear something that's a little bit more neutral.
Yeah,
so they're not distracted.
Yeah, maybe
Alright.
like off-white, white, you know, like the neutral tones.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So now we know that Autumn Deep looks best on Sean, right? So the next thing that we're going to do here is to explore the colors individually. Yeah. So we're going to go through them one by one. So just because he looks best in this set, it doesn't mean that all colors necessarily look good on him too.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are the colors chosen? I'm curious, like for each season.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like for example, like the autumn, like these autumn hues and like the shades of it. How are they chosen, I guess, in the color system, or how are they categorized in the color system? Because to anyone, it looks random. The brown, why is there red and brown and green?
Yeah. So we can actually refer back to the board here.
Okay.
So here, the board, they actually follow the same one. So every color, every tone here has red. These are all red.
I see.
Yeah. So it's just about the amount of like brightness of the color here.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense now.
So it's a standard one. It's in terms of hue. So we have 3 elements of color. Here's like a little bit of science. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, color theory. Right? Yeah.
So we have the 3 elements of color. We have hue, value, and chroma. Hue refers to like the like, for example, the standard, the name of each color. We have red, yellow, like that. But then value refers to the brightness of a color. And then chroma refers to the saturation of a color. So how much pigment, how much pigment is present in a certain color.
Got it. Okay.
So when you put value and chroma together, you get tone. And when you put tone and hue together, you get color.
Color math, like I said.
Color math.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know. I was just curious because it looks random at first, but I'm pretty sure there was a science behind it. And I was right.
Yes,
there we go.
You are right. Okay, so here now we know Autumn Deep looks really good in them. So what we're going to do, as I mentioned, one by one.
Yes.
So I do like a quick process here. So 2 rounds. The first round, I help them like familiarize themselves with the different colors. And then the second round, we kind of stop at each color. Here we have red compared to the next one.
Okay.
Like that. Okay. So first here we have red, yellow, green, yellow, green, blue, purple, purple, and the last one is red, purple. So the next thing I would do is to ask my client which colors here stood out for them the most. So Sean, which colors here stood out for you the most?
I really like the green.
The green.
Green.
One.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I like to take that into account. Like, so I'm gonna remember. Okay, so this guy likes green. So let's see which green, because there were like 3 greens that we saw.
Yeah.
Which green here would look best on him, like that. But of course, we're gonna go through them one by one. Okay, so here, for example, here we have red. Red, right now, what we're seeing is that it does make his skin look nice, clear, and balanced overall. But let's compare it to the next color, red and yellow red. 1 and 2. With the second one, his skin looks just a little bit too dull on this one.
Yeah.
Here, the rosiness of his cheeks come out, and here it's gone. His under eyes look a little bit gray, actually, on them too. So for that, I wouldn't recommend the yellow red as much. So I also am not in the business of telling people to throw away certain clothes that they have.
Okay.
That's too
Okay.
wasteful. And I really, again, I mentioned we shouldn't be adjusting to color, right?
Makes
So
sense,
here I would tell him, if this certain color, if you like this certain color, you have it in your closet and you really want to wear it, but we're seeing it doesn't complement your skin so well,
yeah.
what you could do here is to maybe apply some makeup to kind of balance it out, even it
Okay.
out. So for him, I would recommend, since you're a little bit dull looking, maybe a little blush on his cheeks, like the cheekbones would kind of bring his features out, or to kind of help with the under eyes, to put on some concealer in that area. Yeah.
Got it. All
Okay.
right.
Here, yellow, red, and yellow. 1 and 2. So this one's a little bit better because it's a little more saturated. It brings out some more warmth in his skin. So next we have the greens. Here, so green, yellow, and green. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So this one, the second one, really brings out his features well.
True.
This one, it's not warm enough. Like, it's kind of, the contours of his skin look a little bit dull and kind of gray. When we go to this one, boom, it really brings out the rosiness of his cheeks. Yeah. So
Interesting.
color analysis is really good for people who kind of don't want to wear makeup a lot on a certain day, because the colors do a lot of the work for you. Yeah. So perfect for, like no makeup, like actual no makeup days,
Once again, that's why I'm not the model.
Not the model. Well, when we do yours, we'll be able to
Yes.
see it.
Kaya off air. Off air yun.
Here. Okay, let's go to the blues naman.
Yeah.
Here. So here we have blue, green, and blue. 1 and 2. The first one makes his skin here a little bit gray, but when we go to the pure blue, it really brings it out. Very nice, very clear.
Yeah.
Like radiates there. So his features are really like brought up. They're really lifted in this with this set of colors. Blue and purple blue. Blue and purple blue. Here, more vibrant. Not as vibrant on this one. This one a little bit ashy again, but not, because this one looks really good on him, like this one. So now let's move on to the final two. Here we have purple, and then we have red purple. So the thing with the purple here naman is that even though his skin does look nice and clear, the thing with it is that this purple is just a little too strong on his skin. Like it kind of stands out a little too much. So when we say stand out, like how would you kind of identify the colors that stand out a little too much? It's when I'm looking at your face, your shirt is like pulling my eyes. Gets like when the colors are a little bit too bright, too vibrant. So here, his skin looks good, but it's kind of wearing him here. So I wouldn't recommend as much as this one. This one, very nice and balanced on him.
Agreed.
So yeah, those would be his best colors. And then the next thing that I would do is to kind of like, after we've explored all of those colors, I stripe them. So like, I'm gonna need like a second here to kind of like fold the fabric and then kind of give him his best colors here.
Okay. So you will do some folding.
Yes.
Now,
so
right
very
now.
quick. Yep.
All right. Is it possible to ask you questions while you're folding?
Of course,
okay,
of course.
cool. So you trained in Korea.
Yes.
How long was the training?
So with the training, it would also depend on the person of like how long they can stay there. So for me, it was like I had to study before I got there. So like I did some of the reading on my own. So by the time I got there, because it's quite expensive to stay there, like the whole time. So when I stayed there, maybe like stayed there for a little over a month just to kind of like do the technical training. Because after the technical training with the theory and everything, what I had to do was like get some practice models there on my own. And then after that, what I did was to take an exam to get the actual certification.
Got it. Wow. So so you had to find your own models there.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have like a roster already for you.
No, I actually thought there would be, but then I was just, so that was something I was so worried about. And I was like, how am I gonna do this? I was so close to asking somebody like on the street, like
the street. to fly
there.
in?
Well, sponsor. But
Got
yeah,
it.
like, so actually funny story. There was one time I was really desperate. I was gonna ask this girl who came out of like the drugstore. As I was gonna ask her, hey, do you want to have your color analysis? like a creep, right? So what I asked, I was like, you know what? I don't have the guts to do this. She might just run away from me. And then I went back to the school where I went, and then I noticed she was there too. Then I was like, oh my gosh, I just found out she was there to have her color analysis done too.
Yun
So,
pala.
oops, not her. So there, these would be the best colors of Sean. These colors, as we saw a while ago, really brought out the best in his features. Very nice and clear, very lifted, and nice and vibrant as well. They don't stand out too much. And for here, he has like a nice balance between like warm and the cool side as well. So he could really play around with them.
Got it.
Yeah. So for that, he would be an autumn deep, like that.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
these would be his daily colors.
Daily colors. Okay.
So I mentioned a while ago, there's daily colors, and then you kind of have the secondary colors. Secondary colors, I provide them to my clients because I don't want the clients to kind of feel restricted to one set of colors, right?
Yeah.
In truth, even though they're your best colors, you could get kind of sick of them at some point if you're wearing
It's
them.
limited lang din
Exactly. And then like, what if I want to wear something lighter or like more vibrant, right? But then my best colors are more muted and dark. So yeah, I never want them to feel limited. So I go through each season with them as well, just to kind of give them more options. But then when we do like each season, we don't go through them one by one anymore.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Interesting.
would you want to see the other seasons on Sean?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
So for example, let's do something like that's completely different. Not on the muted and dark side.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
So let's try naman now. Let's try the spring colors.
Lovely.
Here. So this is spring vivid. Very saturated colors. In terms of the lightness, in terms of the amount of brightness in spring vivid, that would be like medium. And here a little bit brighter, not as saturated. Okay. Here we have 1 and we have 2. Okay. Again. Here we have 1 and we have 2. Okay. So with these ones, if we're gonna look at them, 1 and 2. With these colors, they kind of make his skin look a little bit ashy and pale. Here. These ones, although they are very strong, that's why they're not his daily colors. So if you wanted an option here, I would recommend the Spring Vivid over the Spring Light, just because these ones are a little too strong, are a little too pale on his skin.
Got it.
So we have one more because we have 3 per season, right?
Yeah.
So here, this would be the lightest in spring. Okay. And here, automatically, we can already see that his skin looks kind of powdery, kind of ashy on this one. So when we go here, 1 and 2, a lot more vibrant on this set, right? So that would be like his secondary color for spring.
Got it.
So that's how the process would go. So it's kind of like for each season, that's how it would kind of like stop and repeat. So until we find his best colors per season. But yeah, so after that, after we find the fashion colors of a person, next would be the makeup colors.
I love that there's like the swatches or the fabric rather. It's really pertaining to fashion. Accessories, is it different?
Accessories would be a different one as well. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So there's like there are different color what do you call this? Personal colors, I guess, for one individual for fashion, makeup, accessories, and hair.
Yes.
That's lovely. That's so interesting. Kaya matagal.
Yes, yeah. It's actually a very intimate and personalized, personal colors, personalized type of process.
Yeah.
So, like, I always have to explain to them. So this is why a certain color like looks good on you because it makes your skin look clear. This color not as much because it brings out your under eyes just a little bit. So that's why I really take my time to explain to them.
Yeah. So understandable for sure.
Yeah. So there's actually something I want to bring up also because, so for example, when we talk about your personal colors, it's not one size fits all.
Yes.
Yeah. So what would I mean by that? For example, if a person is like, when I scan their undertone and I find that it's cool toned, it doesn't mean that their skin would be that their fashion would be cool, like everything would be cool. So people, more often than not, actually, like I would have clients that they would come in, their skin tone is cool, but then their fashion colors are warm. And then their makeup could be cool or warm. So it's like mix and match for everybody.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if it's like would it be somewhat similar? Because it's like, okay, your skin, your undertone is already warm, but turns out for different categories for you to determine your color, your personal colors, it can actually be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's actually like something important to remember online. For example, when you're using the TikTok filters, right? Those TikTok filters could also just be telling you what your best fashion colors are. It's not necessarily telling you what your undertone is. So there is that like
Ah.
discrepancy, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Noted.
So here, very quickly, we can like breeze through the makeup colors of a
Mhm.
person. So here we have, they're also categorized into the different seasons.
Okay.
So here we have 1 and 2. We have 1 here and 2. Between the two, this one looks just a little too pale and dull on his skin. This one brings out the pinkness a little bit more.
Mhm,
So for
mhm.
that, we like this. We like the spring colors more
Okay.
here. And next we have these two. We have autumn and we have winter. Okay, between the two, the winter here is just a little too strong
Yeah.
on him. They're too vibrant. They
Mhm.
stick out too much. They don't blend with his features so well. Here, overall, very nice balance on his
Yeah.
skin. It really like there's like a nice harmony with
Mhm.
it. So his top two would be right now spring and autumn. Here we have 1 and we have 2. While this one makes his skin look like there's a nice pinkness to it, it's a little too bright. Here, we still have the pinkness on his skin, but then it just really blends well with his color
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So for that, the autumn would be his best makeup colors as well.
Interesting.
So for Sean here, he's like one of the rare cases that
Consistent.
it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have autumn makeup, you have autumn fashion.
Mm.
Again, that more often than not, it's all like mix and match for most of my clients.
That's so
Yeah.
interesting. So you are a rare gem, Sean.
And then we have the hair colors as well.
Ah, okay.
So a lot of people, I learned that they really love to know about their hair colors because a lot of people dye their hair colors,
Yeah.
you know, like
Very
for whatever
popular
reason.
to do, yeah.
Yeah. So here we have cool and warm.
Okay.
Here we have 1 and 2. With here, so this is the cool one. So the cool one here brings out the redness of his skin. The warm here naman, it also looks good, but then overall, it's just a nicer balance on his skin. This one could stick out a little too much. You
Mhm.
could really notice that he
Yeah.
dyed his hair on this. So for that, we're also seeing that the warm colors are consistently going to be like really nice on Sean here. So if he ever wanted to dye his hair, yeah. So dyeing the hair is like one of the first things that my clients end up doing after because they're like, okay, now I know we can go.
yeah,
Do it.
yeah. It's one of the easiest things to do it. Especially, siguro, I'm pretty sure, like, if you had clients in December or something, it's
Mhm.
like, New Year, new me, diba? So it's
Exactly.
like you want to color your hair. They want to make sure this time they got it right, I
Exactly.
guess.
And I'm really happy because you know, like a lot of my former clients would also like show me pictures of the how it turns out for them, and like the hair color, it really does so much for them. Like it just makes them look so vibrant, so nice. So yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
and
like to dye your hair?
I do. But it's been a while actually.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I can't remember the last time I did, but I know I usually do. I usually like to color it lighter nga.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Bleach or
Not bleach. It's painful. So
yes, been there. And then-
yeah, so it's a little painful. I try to do as light as possible of a brown.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see, I
Yeah.
see. So here now, the final one, we have accessory colors. So we're gonna go through gold, silver, rose gold,
Okay.
you know, like those different ones. So here we have gold. Okay, so for the gold one, what we're seeing is that although it doesn't do anything like negative to his skin, right? It just stands out a little too much. It's so bright, even if it were like just on his neck around here.
Yeah.
It really just stands out a little too much. So if the gold looks good on you, I would also look at the lemon gold here. So lemon gold is more like kind of champagne. It's just a lighter tint of gold,
Yeah.
not as saturated. And you're seeing that this one complements him so much better than the actual gold one. So here, very nice balance, brings out the best in his features. And then we're also gonna look at silver here. Silver. What does silver do to him? The silver here, one, it's subtle. So it's nice also. Like it doesn't take away too much attention from his skin. And his skin looks very nice and very clear as well here. So for that, over silver and gold, I would recommend the silver for him. But there's one more. We also have rose gold. Okay? So for the rose gold here, what does this do for him? It doesn't really make his features stand out that
Right.
much. It kind of blends in a little too much for him. So for that, I wouldn't recommend rose gold so much. And when you do your accessory colors, how can you apply it? Studs are pretty negligible because they're really small. Like they won't really stand out that much. So maybe bigger pieces. You have your earrings, your
Yeah.
necklaces. My personal favorite would be applying your personal colors to your glasses. So as a person that wears glasses,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
having like glasses that are your personal colors, like having them right there, makes your skin look really nice.
And I think it's also close kasi to the apple.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm
Come
learning.
on, she's
Look
learning.
at me. There we go. I know I love it. I'm learning so much. I'm wondering though, it's like, so when a client consults with you, how do you give them like a copy of like the swatch or something?
Yeah. So after every session, I give them like a kind of like a summary, like a PDF that has
Okay.
the visual guide for them. So it has their best season there, their 3 best colors, and then the secondary, and then also for the makeup, the hair, and I also give some like makeup recommendations as well, like specific product recommendations. So yeah, like that's something that I do as well.
Got it. And it's so fascinating that rose gold actually has made. Is that like a personal choice? You added rose gold, or it's really part now of
It's
like?
part of the set, actually. Yeah.
Oh,
But I
okay.
know that more people just between silver and gold, right?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
typical one. So.
Yeah, but then so I see rose gold as more of like a kind of fun option.
Right.
If they wanted something different,
Mm-mm.
you'd be surprised. Like when I have clients that are a little more mature, a little bit older,
Mm-mm.
like they're like, oh, I never would have thought rose gold would look good on me, but it makes me look so much younger, so much clearer on my skin.
Yeah.
So they end up trying it as well.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, got it. In terms of, kasi some of the, okay, so we have gold and silver and rose gold. But for example, when it comes to gemstones, no, like, do we rely on personal colors for that one, or
Gemstones.
how would you go about that?
There might be some color analysts that might like specialize in that.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't. But it would kind of make sense for you to kind of match it to your like best colors as
Yeah.
well. So for Sean, it would be like autumn deep. Maybe like for the blues here, since blue looked really good, and then maybe the sapphire.
Sapphire, yeah.
something like that could look
Got
really
it.
good on him. So yeah. So what I'm
Interesting.
doing now, I'm actually like building kind of what I do for my clients as well. So for example, when we find that we're building them a visual board here, everything here would be their personal colors, like that.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And then, so I have like little magnets for my like the accessories
I noticed.
also. But
yeah.
they should be here, but I don't have them because they're really small.
Oh,
so
okay,
yeah.
okay, got it. I love how it's like a magic show talaga. Na parang bigla na lang dinidikit na bigla sa whiteboard. Parang galing.
So it would look something like this.
Yeah.
And they love taking pictures of this.
Of course, I
yeah.
would imagine.
Yeah. And then everybody feels like when I hand it to them, it's like I won an award.
This is me. Oh my gosh. And colors. That's so lovely. And so that's the end of it now. That's how you conclude.
So there's one more thing that I wanted to show you also.
Of course.
Yeah, so that would be like the achromatic colors as well. So
the neutrals. There we
ones.
go.
So these ones would be from white to black. So
Okay.
I'll breeze through this for you because a lot of people want to know about this. So here we have white, light gray, medium gray, dark gray, and we have the black. Okay, there. So for example, so I would like to show you the differences between like white and black, like what would look better on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so interesting. I mean, again, this is breaking barriers on what we used to think what colors were, how colors worked for us. So,
Breaking those stereotypes. also,
exactly.
right? Yeah. So here we have white and light gray. Actually, between the two, the light gray looks really
I like
good
it.
on him.
Yeah.
The white, it's just a little too strong, kind of washes him out. Not to a big extent, but the light gray is so nice, the balance on him. So we're gonna go a bit darker. Light gray, medium gray. Medium gray still looking good on him, still okay. We still have that nice pinkness, but let's try to go darker. So we have medium gray and dark gray. Now we're seeing he's kind of getting a little bit more ashy on the dark gray, right? So his skin here, not the best on this one. Then we have dark gray and black. 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So we're seeing dark gray, still the ashier one on him. Black, since it's a little more stark here, it kind of brings his features out a little bit, but let's compare it to his really good color, which would be light gray. 1 and 2. If you look at his under eyes, they become a little more emphasized when we move to the next color. 1 and 2. There. It just becomes a little bit darker. So for that, light gray would be a really good one on him. So yeah.
Nice. Achromatic color. I learned a new word today too.
Achromatic. Yeah.
Achromatic. So they're okay. I'm not even gonna try and define what that is. But black, white, grays, and everything.
Yes. Achromatic. So chroma, right? Talks
Mhm.
about
Yeah,
saturation.
yeah.
So chroma. Well, I'm the
the lack of
the lack of pigment.
pigments.
Yes.
There we go. So scientific and so cool. No, I love how nerdy it gets. I always love things that get nerdy for sure.
Mhm.
So that would be the end of the
Yes, yeah.
demonstration. Okay, and then so after that, like you show the whiteboard, and then you send the PDF after.
Yeah.
And then have you gotten like feedback back from like your clients saying like, oh my god, you're so right, like I totally see it now.
Yeah. Like people would tell me like, so they show it. One of the things that I find really funny is that there was this one client of mine. What he did was when he received the PDF, he's like, okay, cool, thanks. I'm gonna send this to my family. So he was like, okay. So he showed me the picture, the conversation he had with them. And he was like, okay, guys, so this means if you're gonna give me clothes, just these colors.
That's smart though.
Yeah.
That's smart. Because it's like, that's one of the things though. It's like, I'll just buy them a sweater. I'll just buy them because it looks nice to the person giving the gift, but not necessarily. Yes, we do have that notion of like, I feel like this will look good on him.
Yes.
But I guess not until they're actually there
Wearing it, yes.
and they're wearing it. You'll see if it fits or not.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Now, I am so excited for you to be here, and I'm very excited in like the future of color analysis, especially, you know, potentially you can have more clients, of course, inquiring. So I want you to plug like, where can they find you? How can they inquire for a consult with Enzo Villacorta, certified color analyst?
So if you ever want to book a session, full disclosure, it's a little bit full right now.
As it should.
Be, right? Yeah, it's a little bit full right now. But if for more updates on my availability, you'll see it on my Instagram. So that's just at Enzo Villacorta. I'll be posting it there. Hopefully, I can increase my like availability soon, and you'll see it there. You'll see all of my updates on my page. Yeah.
There you go. Oh my gosh, I feel like that was just under an hour. I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Under an hour. We made it. Oh my gosh. So that is it actually for Heard on Thursdays. It was so informative, but then so inspirational that now I'm gonna want to book, of course. So you're gonna make time for me,
of course. Now you want?
No, it's okay. We will. I have to take off my makeup.
I have makeup removed.
Walang kawala.
Wag. Okay. Hindi na tayo live. Just kidding. But that is it. Thank you very much to all the monsters who have kept it locked and who have tuned in either on radio, on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch as well. Super appreciate you staying up this late. And I hope you enjoyed also learning a little bit more about color analysis. And maybe you might be inspired to consult with Enzo as well. With that, we end the show. And remember to keep it locked only here on The Monster. Bye.
Monster exclusive interview. Monster exclusive interview. Only from Manila's hottest. Monster RX93.1.